Shalom, this is Grammy Yah. You read the title right. I am getting ready to recan collard greens. This is a number 10 can, you guys. And if you guys been prepping as long as I have, I've been prepping since 2019. Some of you probably been prepping longer, but I've been prepping since 2019. And guess what? My stuff has expired or is expiring. So this one right here, I noticed this one has expired about 9 months now. And I have another can that expired last month. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to recan them in my quart-sized jars, you guys, and so they can last longer. Canned food, they do last long in a can, but I just don't want to take any chances, okay? So this one is 9 months old, and this one right here that I've already opened expired last month. So what I do is always wash my lids. You guys, wash your lids because there's dust, and in the warehouse, mice can be running on top of them, and you don't want to get some type of poisoning or sick with some type of bacteria. So wash your lids before you open them, okay? So today, okay, I already put one can and I rinsed them off. Always rinse your greens off. See, it's empty, and I rinsed my greens off. And so now that I have my greens all rinsed off, they're ready to actually go into my jar. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to season them to my taste. You season your greens to how you like it. But the way I do it, they're pretty darn good, okay? So what I'm going to use today is we will need our debubbler, funnel, our jar lifter, our measuring spoons, some tongs, and some seasoning. The seasonings that I will be using today, this is minced onion. You can use onion powder. You can use onions. I just didn't feel like cutting up onions, but onions does make the greens taste good. But the minced onions will do the trick. I have my sea salt, and it's mixed with the pickling salt. So sea salt, pickling canning salt, not table salt. Do not use table salt. And I have my garlic powder. Everybody know garlic takes everything to the next level, okay? And I have a little bit of smoked paprika. I will be using some liquid smoke because I'm not adding any meat. So this is going to give the impression that you're eating greens with meat in it, okay? I'm going to add vinegar, a little black pepper, and I will be using vegetable broth today because greens are vegetables, okay? So I think that is it. So let me start to fill up 2 jars for you, okay? So my greens here, make sure you can see. And I'm just going to use my tongs. I am working with quart-sized jars, and they are wide mouth. And I'm just going to put them in here, and I am spilling. But that's okay, because I'm going to get those greens off this counter, okay? And so what I'm going to do now is just gently press my greens down. I'm not pressing it down hard, just gently pressing it so I can get a 1-inch headspace, okay? All right, let's do another one. Just throw these greens in here. Like I said, when I open my can, I wash my greens. Well, I rinse them off, okay? These greens are like already pre-cooked, and processing them, and I'm spilling, processing them will not overcook them. I've done 7 already, and they are delicious. Okay, so that's my 1-inch headspace, and I dropped some greens on the floor. So here we go. So I'm gonna move these out of the way. I'm gonna get these greens off my counter. Okay, so here we go. Can y'all see? So now I'm just gonna take my measuring spoon. I am working with quart-sized jars. I am going to take 1 teaspoon. You can use your funnel on if you're brand new, if you don't want to get product on your rims. But we have to wipe the rims off anyway. So what I'm going to do, I am going to do a heaping teaspoon each of garlic powder. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go again. So 2 teaspoons of garlic powder, okay? 1 teaspoon of salt, you guys. Minced onion, because we want our food highly seasoned. I'm doing 2 teaspoons of the minced onion, okay? And I'm just going to do a tad of black pepper. If everybody know me, you know I don't like spicy. So what I'm going to do is 1/4 of black pepper, because pepper will intensify, the salt will intensify later on, okay? And I will be using, I'm just gonna do, this is totally optional. I'm gonna do smoked paprika, 1/4 of smoked paprika, okay? My liquid smoke, about 1 teaspoon each of liquid smoke, okay? And my vinegar, a capful of the vinegar. So this capful might be 1 teaspoon as well. And now what I'm going to do is, now that I have all my seasonings in here, I'm going to open up my vegetable broth. But you can use water if you want to, but I like using vegetable broth just so it can give it a little bit more flavoring, okay? Take it to the 1-inch headspace. This is going to be so delicious. And now we're going to have to debubble. So just go around, just debubble. And while you debubbling, see all your spices, they're going all up in there. Yes. Yes. You can use fresh onions, you can use fresh garlic, however you like your greens. You don't have to use the vinegar. You can put a little hot sauce in there if you like a little kick. It's whatever your taste buds like, okay? And so, since this is debubbled, I lost some headspace. I want to carry it to 1-inch headspace. And I'm going to debubble this one. This is so simple. So get you a number 10 can, or even if you have smaller cans and you notice that your cans have expired or about to expire, go ahead and open up those cans, you guys, and get them in a jar to prolong its life. or just to make you feel comfortable, because nobody likes to look at cans that are expired, okay? Need a little bit more. Here we go. Okay, so now that we have our greens all in here with our seasonings, you can taste your liquid to see if it meets your standards. Now those are going to be some good greens. Okay, so now we're going to take our paper towel. That was good. I need a little bit more in here. Okay. Then we're going to take our paper towel and we're going to take our vinegar and we're going to wipe our rims. Okay? Because I may have gotten seasonings on it. I may have gotten greens on it. Anything. And while you're wiping your rims, if you forgot to check while you was washing your jars, just check to make sure that there is no nicks and any cracks on your jars. Because if there's any nicks and cracks on your jar rims, they won't seal, family. No. And so there you go. So now I'm just going to take my lid and my ring, just put it on here. Fingertip tight. We're not bearing down on it. Fingertip tight. And that's all. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get all these filled. And I should be able to get 7 jars out of 10, number 10 cans. Let me tell you the ounces. 6 pounds, 2 ounces. So I should be able to get 7 quart-sized jars. Okay, family? So I'm going to bring you back once all these are filled. 2 of the number 10 can jars will give you 7 quarts. And if you're going to use the vegetable broth, 3 containers will do it. Okay? So I am working with a Presto 23 quart canner, you guys. And with the Presto 23 quart canner, there are lines in the canner, but it will tell you which line that you need to process your food at. And that line is so faint because of my elderly eyes. I just took a Sharpie and I just marked it with a Sharpie and it stays, okay? So now I have my 7 quart jars, you guys. I'm gonna put in maybe 2 tablespoons of vinegar. If you have hard water and putting in the vinegar in, it will keep your jars from coming out cloudy. Okay, this is very important. Here's your lid. You make sure that goes up and down. You must hold this down and make sure this doesn't turn, okay? Make sure your rubber gauge is in there good. Make sure you can see straight through this vent pipe, okay? And we are ready to roll. So my water is room temperature. The broth was room temperature. The greens was room temperature. So you always want to go with everything room temperature, okay? So I'm going to turn my canner. Check to make sure that it is in the middle of your eye. I will turn this up on high. One of my viewers said they use medium high, but high works for me. So you guys, I'm just letting you know, I'm using quart-sized jars, okay? If you want to add meat to these greens, you can, because the processing time is still 90 minutes. Even though these greens came out of the can, I still have to process them for 90 minutes. No, they will not be mushy. They're going to come out just fine. And the reason why we have to do 90 minutes is because we have to make sure that the bacteria is killed. So if you do less time, you're not 100% sure that you kill any of the bacterial spores. So go for the same amount of time if these were fresh greens. Okay, family? So now, you love your family, I love my family, and we want everybody to be safe. So, because I know some people, yes, they process it for less, but I tell them, you got to do it for 90 minutes. Hey, your rules, your kitchen, as long as I told you. So now we have our canner on the stove. It's in the middle of our eye. See this vent pipe right here? Once this vent pipe right here starts to shoot steam steady for 10 minutes, I'll bring you back. My canner is locked. This vent pipe has been shooting steam steady for 10 minutes. Put my weight regulator on it. Now, for my elevation, I have to wait until it comes up to 10 pounds of pressure for my elevation. If you do not know your elevation, just Google it. I am at 10 pounds of pressure. I will dial back my heat a tad, and I will set my timer for 90 minutes. After my canner process for 90 minutes, that button right there will fall, and that will let me know that my canner is safe to open. If you are new, it's okay if your gauge goes between 10 and 11. That'll be fine. Just don't let it fall below. So while you're waiting for your food to process, you can just lay out a towel. Remember, hot products and a cold counter equals disaster. All right, family, my counter has come down from pressure. Now the button has dropped, and it's been sitting here for about 15 or 20 minutes. This is the only time that you will take the weight regulator off. Only time. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I will unscrew my canner, and I am going to let out a burst of steam and put the top back down. And always do it away from you. You guys, these greens smell so good. So this time, I'm going to lift it away from me, and I'm going to take it to the sink. It is still hot, so be careful. Let me get my little mitt. You guys, oh, I wish we had smell-o-vision. Do y'all smell it? You sure you don't smell it? Here we go. Look at that. Look at that. Yes. They look beautiful. And you can also can things other than greens. You know, you can can your peas and green beans, things like that, corn. So I'm gonna take these out of here, and I'll bring you back. Voila, here we go, you guys. All 7 of them. It smells so good in here. And I just heard a couple of them seal. So when you take your jars out of your canner, just leave them here. Don't touch them. Don't mess with them until 12 to 24 hours. So they're going to stay here overnight. So in the morning, what I'll do, I'll take my rings off, and I'll wash my jars in soapy water. And then I will store them in a cool, dry place. So if you like this video, please subscribe, family, and hit like and share. And even if you don't can and you know somebody that's on the fence, send it to them. You guys, I do this for you guys. I try to make it as easy as possible because I love you guys. Yes, I love you guys. But guess what? I love the Most High more. Shalom.